Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the MPC Live, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. MPC Live by Travis writes in and asks if I could make a video on how to delete automation, basically track mutes after using the mute buttons on the MPC Live 2. And to do this, I downgraded my operating system from the firmware 3.0 or 3.x beta to 2.15.1. So let's just go into it. I'm going to show you a few things because there definitely are some challenges with it for track mutes, but let's just let's come in. We're just going to grab something. I'm just going to try and make a that'll be fine. We're going to make a halfway decent, you can be the judge of that. We'll just make a halfway setup track here. Maybe it won't be decent, but let's see. I'm just going to use the pencil, just draw in a very standard drum beat, and we're just going to call this kick. We're going to go for track 2. We'll make it this snare, and the reason why we're doing this is just so I can show you how I would go about using track mutes and then what kind of challenges you can kind of get into with it. So we've got that. Let's go to track 3. Just getting a few things in here. So we got hats. And the one thing that I've missed from MPC Firmware 2 is being able to do stuff like just go out to whatever track number I want. I always used to like having track 13 be my bass. All right. Besides the bum note there, which will, whoops, I'm not trying to draw in extra stuff. We want to just delete this flubbed note. All right. We'll just get something, one more thing in here. We'll get the melody, and then I'll just kind of show you what I would do. So we got bass. We'll go to track 9. We'll just use this as just a couple note hits. Doesn't matter. Call it melody. So the fun thing I can do now is if I hit mute, you'll see I have all of these different tracks. I got the names on them, so I actually know what I'm muting and unmuting as I do it. If I wanted variety or variations, I'd probably call it like kick 1, kick 2. You can mute, if you do that, you can sometimes get like really cool patterns where you're getting things that might be syncopated, or maybe you have like a second track that's ghost notes, whatever it is. It can be pretty handy and useful way to create multiple versions of patterns very quickly. The other nice thing we can do is I've hit the mute button here. I can come in and mute and unmute stuff. So what I'm going to do, just to show you, is we're going to go copy this, because what you'd usually do, or at least what I would usually do, is copy the sequence, and we'll call this like intro, and we would come over and just say, you know, we want them to mute the drums. We don't want those for the intro. So this might be our intro. I then go copy this, make other variations of it, and then end up with a bunch of sequences that I can then go into the song mode and chain together. However, for what I believe MPC Live by Travis is looking for is an alternate way, which would be if we come back, make a copy of this. We'll just go copy sequence. We're going to go full song. Because what I'm going to do instead, I missed the space, but it's okay. So we have this sequence full song. Right now it's only 2 bars. I'm going to come in and let's double the length. It's now 4, now it's 8, now it's 16. Now we're starting to actually talk about a progression that might make sense. So I could come into mute, turn timing correct on, and time division will go quarter notes. So as long as I hit it at the right time within a quarter note to mute or unmute, it will work correctly. And we can kind of play this live and kind of see what we think, how it feels. So let's mute out everything. We're just going to say we're going to start with a melody, and I'm going to overdub. And you're going to see it's going to draw out all the automation. So we get this melody. Maybe we come in, start with the bass, bring in the hats, drop the bass, and then maybe we'll bring everything in. So we've now put in automation on everything here, and we can still come in and like just drop different parts, bring them in and out. And again, like imagine that I would have more things here, and then maybe we want to go to the outro, and then it's going to loop back over to the beginning. So we now have automation on all of these. If I go main, come back in, we'll double tap and go into melody. If I come up to velocity, or pull this menu up where it says velocity, we're going to then go, you're going to see if you use your value knob or data encoder, you can then scroll over and see where it says track mute here. And we can use the eyeglass to scroll over. And it looks like we only muted the melody for the last quarter note, which maybe that's what we want, maybe it's not. But we can use the pencil to come in and add more things in. But let's say we want to go back to the mutes here for kick, because we did a lot more on the kick. So we can scroll down. We can see we've got track mute on the kick from basically the first half of the song. It's missing. So a thing that you might end up trying to do, let's find something that's more complicated. Snares, hats. Yeah, we'll go with snares. So let's say you decide that you want to go edit that. You could come in and try and use the pencil tool and just draw everything back out. That'll usually work, but the other thing I find myself trying to do is, and I do this sometimes, because you want to make sure things are set where you want. If I hold down the menu button, we'll go to track mute. And, whoops, no, wrong one. Sorry, I want the list view, not track mute. If we go to list edit, you can see here on the 1-1, it says mute. That would be something you'd think you can come in and tap mute and do delete. And you'll see it's just toggling the value, but it's not actually removing this event. And this could be like super frustrating if you're trying to come into the list view to go edit it, because basically it's telling you is you have mutes in here, and you're going to have to go through and manually delete all of these, either by doing it in the grid view with the pencil tool or the eraser tool, or you can come in here and we can go delete this, and we can get these as well. Delete, delete, delete. And you can imagine if you do something that's very complicated, this is not a super fun way to go do it, because I've had tracks where it goes forever. But you can see once I got rid of that last mute, it basically turned off the track mute that was up here on the top. It's gone. So you don't actually delete that one that's at the very top. It's kind of the initial state for the track. Is it muted or unmuted? And then anything else that's coming after is just telling the sequencer how to kind of operate. So I know it can be a little complicated and confusing. The reason I want to show you this is there is a different way, and let's go to the hats track here. We're going to go verify that there is track mute on it. I just scrolled past it. There we go. So we got some track mutes here. And what you could do as well is you can hit erase and you can go do automation. And you can even dial in and specifically say track mute. This will delete all of the mutes. You just want to be careful. Sometimes it's okay to do all if you have no other automation, like you don't have any filters, sweeps, or anything else. You can do this. Otherwise, if you do have like you're turning effects on and off or doing other automated pieces, make sure you just come over and tell it only to delete track mute, and it will get rid of all those mutes, and then you can at least get your track back into a state where it's either on or off, but there's no automation on it. And besides that, though, do notice if you do it this way, you can actually tell it specific areas you want to delete automation. So we have a 16-bar loop. I could go delete the automation for the first 8 bars and go do it. And you can see here, it was muted for the first half, and now it isn't anymore. So I'm hoping that helps you out, MPC Live by Travis. If not, keep dropping comments in the videos. Happy to try and help you out. Everybody else, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.